Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Arrow episode 22 video. Just careful for spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. There's only one more episode left this season. There's a bunch of stuff happening this week and next week, so I'll be sure to remind everyone what the schedule is at the end of the video. Because even though the actors are on break right now, a lot of these TV shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Arrow, Flash, all the writers have started to work on the next season already, so don't be surprised if you start hearing things in the next couple of weeks. And the artwork that I have up here on my screen is actually from the Green Arrow Rebirth comic. That's all dropping in June. I'll explain that at the end of the video too, because it's really big comic book stuff. But here we go, Arrow Top 5 WTF and Easter eggs. There were a couple comic book Easter eggs, mostly movie Easter eggs, mostly references to old movies, couple deep cuts, especially number 5 WTF. Doctor Strangelove. Bombs dropping everywhere, War Games style. Actually, there was a direct-to-DVD sequel that also bombed, so the reference still holds. I know everybody wondered where Mr. Terrific had been. I don't think that he's a series regular right now, but he has been named a series regular for Season 5. All that means is that he's going to be in most of the episodes in Season 5. He'll get his own character arc. Main cast members get a lot more love from the writers. So number 4 WTF, Felicity's father, the calculator, is still around, but they kind of have an unofficial sequel to Felicity's episode in Season 3 where they told the secret origin of Felicity Smoke, her secret goth history in college. You may remember they had some Brother Eye things going on in that episode. It was a long time ago, but her old boyfriend has that special software, so that's why they use those special screens, just to visually show how he had hacked into their systems. But it's also a bit of a wink to the Brother Eye satellite of the comics, which we actually haven't seen in a while. I think the last big time they used it in the comics was during OMAC Project. I didn't really read that storyline. I didn't think it was that interesting, but they actually turned the OMAC Project of the comics on the TV show into Ray Palmer's Atom suit. I think the deal with that was that Queen Industries had a weapons division. It had like a government contract. It was developing weapons. It was called the OMAC Project, and the Atom co-opted that to make his suit. Number 3, she goes crazy on Noah's Ark. So this part of the episode was actually a pretty big deal. Like, they try to get as many people out as possible. Merlin puts Thea on the crazy pills for a brief period. This whole transition from the second to the third act of the episode felt like a complete mess. The pacing was totally off. I mean, it's a big deal, but it feels like they had trouble keeping up the momentum with the through line of hope. Oliver's trying to instill hope in all these people. He sees everyone that's drunk the Kool-Aid. They jump back and forth between the flashbacks. So the whole idea in this is that Oliver's confronted with all these people that don't want to have any hope. He's trying to be a beacon of light for everyone. Even during Felicity's storyline, like, she's trying to be this beacon of hope even though everything's going to shit around her with her family. So you get that with Oliver's dialogue, but the pacing itself just felt completely out of whack, so it just kills the momentum of the episode. But number 2 WTF, things pick back up once Anarchy pops up on the screen. Like, hey everyone, remember me? I'm the one that's gonna blow the shit out of this place and kill your wife, Damien Dark. So there are two really interesting things in this scene here. One, Oliver promising to rescue Ruve Adams and Damien Dark's daughter. Save my daughter, whatever you do. And 2, the way Anarchy refers to Thea as mommy as he runs away. Like, he whispers, goodbye, mommy, and then runs off. So I was a little confused. I laughed a little bit during the Anarchy moment, but I understand what they're going for with Ruve Adams. Like, Oliver is forced to be the hopeful person, even though he has all these enemies around him. Like, look, you're terrible people. You've been fighting me this whole season, but they're taking the all life is precious stance with his character. And on the flip side of that, Damien Dark, number 1 WTF, is going to bring hell to Star City, wipe it all off the map. So there are a few comic book things going on here. I've talked about the Monument Point storyline from the comic books, the Justice Society story. They did the big hole in the ground, like there's a giant crater, just like there was in the comic books. But I'm interested to see how comic booky they get with the finale, because they do comic book things, but not in the way that The Flash does them, where it's like, surprise, here's the Jay Garrick character that you've been hoping for this entire season. But it just feels like the twist that Arrow's going to introduce isn't going to be of that magnitude. So I am expecting a comic book twist in the finale, but let me know in the comments. What do you think that's going to be? Some big moment from the comics that'll make you scream with joy and give you a good idea for what might be happening in Season 5. This is really true of any TV show. There's like two big things, especially in a comic book TV show, that they do in the finale. They wrap up all the storylines from this season and give you a tease for what's going to be happening next season. So after we get next week's episode, it'll be fun to speculate on where we think they're headed in Season 5. They've already started looking for their main antagonist. I don't know if he's going to be the main villain. It sounds like he is, but I know a little bit more about what's going on with The Flash than I know about what's going on with Arrow right now. Even Supergirl, I know a little bit more about that, just because so much is happening with the transition to the CW. So there's going to be a lot of DC Comics stuff happening on TV on the CW next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. but Green Arrow Rebirth. The Rebirth comics, DC is having a big rebirth event, so all the main characters are getting a rebirth title, where it's not so much a reboot of their characters as like a refreshing of creative teams, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Usually events like that in comics, even if I'm not reading the Green Arrow comic normally, it's just like an auto buy, just to see what they're doing, like, okay, this is the new direction we're taking the character. But that is just comic book related stuff, but there'll be Flash Rebirth, there'll be Green Lantern Rebirth, there'll be Green Arrow Rebirth, pretty much every single title that DC has. But so far I'm digging all the new artwork, it looks pretty badass. But just to explain the schedule for the next 2 weeks. So Legends, tomorrow night, is going to be the finale, like the last episode of Season 1. They've already confirmed Season 2. I don't know how many episodes. I'm assuming the same number of episodes. But then next week are the finales of The Flash and Arrow. And then in a couple days separately, they're having the CW upfronts where they do presentations for advertisers. They'll explain a little bit about what's going on with all the TV shows in the fall. So we'll learn a little bit about next season from that too. There might be some new footage dropping, so if there is, I'll totally do a video for it. But there was a new teaser for the new Star Trek TV series, so I'll be doing a video for that tomorrow too. Be sure to subscribe to get that. Surprise, surprise though, while I was making this video, like literally I had to stop making the video to go answer the door, something special came in the mail. So here, I'm just gonna reach over here and grab it. Oh man, what's this? This is my 1 million subscriber button. So you guys are so amazing. You are the real superheroes. So thank you so much, everyone. I can't high five you guys all enough. So I'm gonna put this down because my arms are getting tired. It's actually pretty heavy. Oh boy. So like I said, bunch of finales happening. So I'll try to keep everybody updated on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff on when videos are coming. While you guys wait for my next video to post, you can click here for my Flash episode from last night, and you can click here to catch up on Game of Thrones. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.